All right, guys, welcome back to another episode with David Blonde, the greatest blonde in a world about crypto. And I am back. Let's have a look together. I see a massive FOMO on the market. And surprisingly, I'm still on the same position from 2 weeks ago. You can go and check on the previous video. I am not here to tell you something that I'm not doing. And if you are on a telly, you know that on time. So don't forget to join the Telegram. Links down below. You know that. And before we get into any content, I will just do my quick disclaimer. None of this content is considered to be a financial advice, as I am not a financial advisor. You must do your own market research. With that in place, let's go straight away into the graph. I have no idea how I wasn't liquidated at this Bitcoin up position, and it came really close to my stop place. Okay, I have no idea, but anyways, no matter what's going on out there, if I have something working, I am not touching it. I am not touching because of FOMO. I am not touching because of the news. I am not touching anyways because I've got my main principle, which is being patient and waiting on something, and that's it. Obviously, I was trading some altcoins and I got stopped. Of course, that happened. Anyways, I believe we could potentially see a pump here because I just don't understand what's going on with the market. Well, it's quite correlated to whatever Trump is doing with tariffs. And, end of the day, let me go back to me. End of the day, before we get too technical, I just want to tell you my personal opinion, not financial advice. I believe this is an entire manipulation to, upgrade United States, obviously, because there is always two sides of things. Okay, we have the good side of mass adoption, and we have the very bad side of having these players. These people are the most craziest manipulator in the world. But if you are a trader, you are manipulator too. So we all manipulators, boys, and we all boys, right? So I made a post yesterday on the agency saying bull run vamos, because I am one of the very few people who are actually bullish when everybody's fearful. And end of the day, if he's not hitting my stop, I am not gonna go anywhere anyways, because I've got to wait. We've got to wait. And I believe the second wave will kick in. Okay. Again, I could be totally wrong, as everything in trading is a probability, and you must understand. However, long-term side talking, I believe we could definitely go back to the bull market, and this entire month could be a consolidation and manipulation to the downside. Lots of people betting on the short positions, they're gonna get smashed, and I can see that. However, let's see what Bitcoin is gonna do this following week. Today, it's currently Saturday. Sorry, you see how good I am sometimes. Today's Saturday, 5th of April. But however, I do have a good news. Let me just share this with you before going to the price again. Token 2049 is about to take place in Dubai, the premier crypto event. And if you are in crypto, if you are in Web3, or if you are an enthusiast, an investor, you want to come and meet us, you want to talk, you want to know people from our industry, this is one of the biggest, the largest crypto event in the world, hosted in Dubai at the Martina Jumeirah, and it will be amazing. Top leaders will be there talking. I will leave the link down below. If you want to get your tickets, I have a code for you, and everything will be linked down. And those are the incredible speakers. And guys, this event, it's moving a lot. The Middle East, we got over 400 plus side events from this event, so expect to be crazy. However, I'm not gonna go very deep into it, but and if you want to meet me, if you want to be part of something big, just come and join. I will leave the link down below. I think, especially when everybody is so fearful during these times, it's so important to be with the community, and it's good to meet people, behind the projects as well, because not only talking on the trading side, but there you can meet the builders, you can meet the founders, you can meet everybody. And if you are in crypto, if you're just new into crypto, I think you should definitely make the most, show up, shake hands and talk to people. Going back to our latest article, according to Coin Telegraph, guys, Bitcoin, the Cope's stock lose 3.5 trillion amid Trump tariff war and the Fed warning the higher inflation. So you can see that Trump is causing a massive, massive sell-off, even knowing that he was absolutely in favor of Bitcoin and he's still in favor of Bitcoin. But I believe this is literally to favor the US dollar. End of the day, they will always manipulate and do whatever they want. Those are big, big, big players, institutions, and large, large firms. Bitcoin rallies, the US stock crash. Fed chair Powell warns of the higher inflation, while President Trump says cut interest rates now. As a stock market crumbled for a second day on April 4th, the US Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said that Trump administration reciprocal tariffs could significantly affect the economy, potentially leading to higher inflation and slower growth. Addressing the public at the conference on April 4th, Powell maintained a cautious approach and noted that the tariffs could spike inflation in the coming quarter, complicating the Fed's 2% inflation target just months after rate cuts indicate a soft landing, Powell said. While tariffs are highly likely to generate at least a temporary rise in inflation, it also possible to that the effects could be more persistent. Moments before Powell's speech, US President Donald Trump called out of the Fed chair to cut interest rates in a post on the Truth Social token, a jab at the Powell for being always late. Sourced by Truth Social. Currently, the Fed faces a critical choice: post interest rate cuts through the year, or respond quickly with the rate reductions if the economy shows sign of weakening. While the Fed official noted that the economy is in a good place, Powell said that it was too soon to say that will be the appropriate path for monetary policy. On April 4th, the unemployment rate also increased to 4.2% in March from 4.1% in February, but the contrary, March non-farm payrolls added 228,000 jobs, which exceed expectations and reinforced economic strength. In March, the consumer price index (CPI) also rose by 2.8% a year over year, which March data due to April 10. The above figure highlight a strong labor market but nagging inflation concerns through aligning with Powell's warning about potential tariffs impact. Powell cautioned on higher inflation and slowing economic growth came on the same day that the DOW dropped 2,200 at 10%. Today's loss from the S&P 500 X-based market resource watch guru announced that and mentioned 3.25 trillion wiped out from the US stock market today. 5.4 billion was added to the crypto market. Interesting. So 5.4 billion, it's a lot. It's a lot. Even dropping, it's a lot. Stock market losses hit 3.5 trillion, sourced by watch gurus. Large X Bitcoin to enter further volatility. Most investors anticipate that the short-term BTC could see a surge in volatility Powell's remarks about tariffs driving higher inflation and possibly higher unemployment could rattle traditional market investors, prompting a pivot to BTC. In fact, analysts have pointed out that Bitcoin price appeared to be decoupling from the stock recent downturn, although the Bitcoin hit a 9-day high on April 2nd before President Trump rolled out his reciprocal tariffs. On the Liberation Day, the price sold off sharply once of the tariffs were revealed at a White House presser. Since then, Bitcoin has held steady above the 82K level, and the US equities marked collapse on April 4th. BTC rallied to 80,720K, reflecting price action, which is un, unchar- okay, uncharacteristic of the norm. All right. What a tricky name. But yeah, guys, even with these massive drops, we see that Bitcoin is acting actually good compared to US stock market. Independent market analyst Core Bates posts the above chart and said, Bitcoin is decoupling right before your eyes, with China retailing with 34% tariffs on the US goods and Trump pressuring Powell to cut interest rates. Market volatility could push Bitcoin price upward as a hedge against the uncertainty. And that would be so good to see Bitcoin becoming this kind of asset. During the 2018 US China trade war, Bitcoin price didn't see any increase across the entire year. However, it experienced notably volatility and a 15% price rise when the trade war escalated in mid 2018 with the US imposing tariffs on Chinese goods in July, followed by retaliatory measures from China. This article did not contain investment advice or any recommendations. Every investment and trading move involve risk, and readers should conduct their own research when making a decision. What a beautiful one! Right, guys, I believe this week it's really, really going to be serious for cryptocurrency. And I've been in this trade for more than 2 weeks already. And if you don't believe, just go and watch the previous videos. It's been very, very boring. But however, we still on. We still on. I am not bearish at all. As long as I'm on, I'm not bearish. But I know there are loads and loads of people freaking out at the moment. Let's check crypto prices by market cap. Let's just have a look on the entire thing, entire scenario. I am very bullish when people are fearful, and the fear and greedy index today is at 287. Right? It's still a probability, end of the day. But as I'm also a bull, you know that. Um, what happened last year in April? Do you guys remember that? Sometimes things are very, very similar, even though if they play a little bit different. But last April, I don't remember that was a very, very bullish momentum, at least in the beginning of the month. Okay. So we have to give the opportunity to see what's going to happen, right? So if you can't afford to lose, don't take these trades. Don't do that. Okay, just wait on the confirmation, because if we do hold where we are holding at the moment, and even with US stock markets we're still holding, just wait to see, because you still have the second entire wave too long. Just wait. Okay, it's my personal opinion. I am not even gonna pull up any altcoin today, even knowing that maybe on the next video I'll do, because I am looking into some altcoins and I believe it's a great time to accumulate. It's a great time to accumulate, trust me. Let's just go back to the price action one more time before we close. Let me tell you one thing. um Okay, stop screen. Let me just share the graph. Look at the price action today, Saturday, 5 of April. Nothing happening yet. But however, let me just remove the box. If we hold here, it's going to be a massive upside. Okay, if we go down though, that's it. We just, get rejected, and that's it. And we got rejected here, but we're holding here. It's a lot of manipulation going on, right? However, I believe if we keep going sideways on this specific box, things can be really, really bullish. We could see Bitcoin up around 200K, something like this, or even further. Okay. But again, if you are looking into the long term, is always a great opportunity. If you are trading, you're risking, and that's fine. Some people like to take risks, some people don't. And that's all about trading. Okay. So do not invest what you can't afford to lose. Don't do that. But long-term talking, Bitcoin might be, and it is for me, one of the best assets. But yeah, guys, just to close today, if we keep on this box, I will keep my position. Anyways, I will keep my position, and it could go really, really high. If we get rejected, I'm personally going to short, and I will show you on the next video. Okay. Don't forget to like, comment, and share, and I will leave the link down below. I'll see you guys at Token 2049. I'll see you guys soon. Have a great weekend, and don't panic. Don't be trapped by news and outside movements. Stick to your TA, let things play out, and that's it. See you soon.